A very good afternoon, dear students. The thought of the day is life doesn't get easier, just you have to be stronger. As we all know that the pandemic situation is there, so many questions are there in our mind. The citizens have to face so many problems. But as we all know, this is the part of uncertainty of the life. This uncertainty we can't handle. But what we can do, just we can be the stronger one to face the uncertainties. I hope you all are safe and healthy at your place. This is the lecture for the subject Banking, Insurance and Financial Services. I, Professor Sunal Agrawal, welcome you all in my online lecture. In the last lecture, we discussed the procedure to take the life insurance policy. If, as a customer, we want to take the life insurance policy, then what steps that we have to follow? We discussed all these things, all the steps in the last lecture. As we discussed, first of all, we have to fill the proposal form. That proposal form is available with the help of the agent of the company, insurance company, or it is also available via using online source, means the official website of the insurance company. After filling the proposal form, we have to sign compulsorily on the declaration part of the proposal form. This is the second step. After signing the declaration part of the proposal form, then we have to submit the age proof as a customer. After submitting the age proof document, then we have to go to the medical examination which is done by the doctor appointed by the life insurance company. After that, the doctor will submit the report of the medical examination directly to the LIC company. And then our agent will prepare one confidential report about us. In the last of the confidential report, the agent will provide their own recommendation that whether the company should accept our policy or not. The agent will also submit that confidential report to the life insurance company. After that, life insurance company will decide whether to accept our proposal or not on the basis of three documents which is submitted by first one which is submitted by the customer as a proposal form, second document which is submitted by doctor as a medical report, and the third document which is submitted by agent as a confidential report. On the basis of three documents, the insurance company will decide that whether to accept the proposal or not. After that, if proposal is accepted, then as a customer, you have to pay the first premium. The insurance company will give you the receipt of the payment of first premium. As soon as you paid the premium, the cover of the risk will be started. After that, the insurance company will issue a document that is called the policy papers, or you can say the policy documents. These all are the procedures to take the life insurance policy. Now today, we are going to discuss about the types of the life insurance policy. Basically, all the types is bifurcated according to the two elements. First one is death cover plan and the second one is risk cover plans. The insurance plans that provide only the death covers means the beneficiaries are paid the benefit on the death of the insured person only. Then these types of plans are called death cover plans, or it is also called the term assurance plans. Again I am repeating, the death cover plan means the benefit of the insurance policy will be given in the case of death of the customer only, not before the death of the person. That's why it is known as the death cover plan. It is also known as the term assurance plan. The second one is the risk cover plan. The insurance plans under which the benefits are paid on the survival of the insured within a specific period, that is known as the risk cover plan. Again, I am repeating, the insurance plans which covers the risk, a particular risk, and the benefits are to be paid on the survival of the insured after a completion of a particular period. That type of plan is known as the risk cover plan. It is also known as the pure endowment plan. And the first one, the death cover plan, is also known as the whole life policy plan. Why? Because till the person is alive, the person is not able to get the benefit. The benefit will be given in case of death of the person to the family members. So that's why the first plan, the first death cover plan, is also known as the whole life policy. And the second one, risk cover plan, where the benefit will be given on maturity date or on the death of the customer, whichever is earlier. That's why this type of plan is also known as the endowment plan. Now let us discuss in detail about the plans. So starting with the first whole life policy plan. The focus here, these topics are the part of our syllabus. What do you mean by whole life policies plan? When the terms of the assurance extend to cover the whole life of the customer, means the customer has to pay the premium till the customer is alive, and that plan will cover the whole life of the customer. No particular time period is fixed here. Till the person is alive, till the customer is alive, the policy exists between the customer and insurance company. No particular time period is there. So the policy which is extend to cover the whole life of the customer. Means example, until the death of the life assured, it is known as the whole life policy. And the premium are paid until the death, and the assureds are become payable only after the death of the assured. Till the person is alive, till the customer is alive, the customer has to pay the premium. Suppose a customer has taken a life insurance whole life insurance policy at the age of 25 years, and the person is alive till the age of 80 years. Means 25 to 80 years, up from 25 that the person has taken the policy. From the age of 25 to from the age of 80 years, the person has to pay the premium. And the amount of the policy will be payable after the death of the person at the age of 80 years to the family members, or to, you can say, the nominees, or you can say the legal heirs. So it is the conclusion of that this type of policy is meant for the benefit of nominees only, or you can say the beneficiaries only, or you can say the family members only. Here, because no benefit is enjoyed by the person himself till the person is alive. Why? Because the amount of the policy will be given after the death of the person. So the amount of the policy will be enjoyed or will be beneficial to the nominee of the person or to the family member of that person. Here, so these types of policy does not have any elements of investment. Why it is not having any elements of investment? Because till the person is alive, the person is not able to enjoy the amount. So it is just a protection for the family members. It is not the investment for the particular person or that customer. Now there is an exception in whole life policies. If the assured sum survives up to the age of 100 years, the sum assured is paid to the assured himself. The exception is given that the rule says that the amount of the policy will be given only and only in case of death of the person. But one of the exception is there that if the person is alive for the more than the age of 100 years, then the assured sum is also payable to himself also. But this rules is not applicable in all types of life insurance companies. This rule will change from company to company. Now let's start with the advantages of whole life insurance. If we have taken a whole life insurance policy as a customer, then which types of advantages we are able to get? The first advantage is the rate of premium is less. You have to pay the rate of premium which is low as compared to the other plans of the life insurance. Why the rate of premium is low? Because the person has to pay the premium till he is alive. So that's why the term period for the payment of premium is longer. So if the payment of premium, the time period is longer, then of course the rate of premium will be low. The second advantage is surrender value is received at later stage. Surrender value means whenever you want to surrender your policy, and here it is received at a later stage. Later stage means you are going to get the amount after the death of the person, means whatever amount invested by you as a customer in your whole life policy plan, that plan will be beneficial after the death of the person. So these types of surrender value you are going to receive at a later stage. Second, it is beneficial to the heirs of the deceased. Why it is beneficial to the heirs of the deceased? Because the amount of the insurance policy is not going to get by the customer himself. This amount is going to get by the family members or the legal heirs of the person, or you can say the nominee of that person in case of death of the person. If the person alive, then no benefit will be given. This benefit will be given at the time of death of the person only. Till the person is alive, the person has to pay the premium. So these types of policy is beneficial for the family members only. This types of policy is not beneficial for the customer himself. This is just a protection to the family members. It is not having any elements of investment. The next advantage is convenient to pay the inherent tax. Now the question arises, what do you mean by inherent tax? The inherent tax means the tax which is levied on the property or money which is acquired by a gift or inheritance. This types of inherent tax terminology was introduced in the year of 1986 to replace the capital transfer tax. So if the family members wants to pay any inheritance tax, then the amount of the policy which the family members are going to receive after the death of the person, that policy amount will be helpful to the family members to pay this types of tax. The next, it can be converted in the other types of policies also. Some of the whole life policies are having these elements. As we know that whole life policy is a longer period of time because the policy covers the full life of the assured person. So after a particular time, suppose after 20 or 30 years, if the person wants to convert this whole life policy into the other types of policy, then person can, then customer can. This element is also available in some of the whole life insurance policy plans. So these all are the advantages of whole life insurance policy. First one, the rate of premium is low. Why it is low? Because till the person is alive, person has to pay the premium. So more number of premium is going to be paid by the person or the customer, so the rate of premium is low. Surrender value is received at a later stage. Later stage means this amount is going to be received by the family members. So this is the advantages to the family members. Beneficial to the legal heirs of the deceased. Who is going to get the benefit? Who is going to get the benefit in this whole life policy plan? Of course, the family members is going to get the benefit. So this is again the advantages according to the point of view of family members. The next advantage is that it is convenient to pay the inherent tax. This advantage is also according to the points of view of family members. That if the family members or the legal heirs want to pay the inherent tax, then the policy amount which the family members are going to receive at the death of the person. So this policy amount will be helpful to the legal heirs to pay these types of tax. And last, that it can be converted into the other types of policies also. This types of option is also available in some types of whole life policies, that after a particular period of time, if you want to convert your whole life policy in other types of policy like endowment policy, so you can. So these all are the advantages of the whole life policy insurance plan. Now, what are the disadvantages of the whole life policies? First thing that, as we discussed, the person has to pay the premium till the person is alive. Means whole life the person has to pay the premium. But the question arises that in case of old age or after the retirement of that person, thus there is no source of income. Then how it will become possible to pay the premium when the income is limited or when there is no source of income in old age? So it becomes the burden to pay the premium in old age. So this is a major disadvantages of the whole life policy. Second one, sometimes if the person alive for a longer period of time, as I said that rules of 100 years, that the person if the person is alive for 100 years, then the person is able to get the amount. This rule is not applicable in case of all the insurance companies. So suppose if the person is alive for a longer time period, suppose say for 110 or 120 years, then it may also happen that the total amount of premium paid by the customer is more than the amount of policy. Suppose the customer has taken a policy of 10 lakh rupees, so it may also happen that the customer has paid the premium of 1 lakh 10,000. And in case of death of the person, the family member is going to get the amount of 1 lakh. So here the premium paid is more than the amount of policies also if the person is alive for a longer time period. So this is also one of the disadvantages of the whole life policy. I hope it is clear to you. What we discussed till now, we discussed the meaning of the whole life policy. We have started with the basic of the types of the life insurance policies. That the types in life insurance policies is bifurcated into the two categories. First one, that policies which covers only the risk of death. So it is known as the death cover plans. It is for a full life. And second one, that policies cover the risk for a particular time period only. So these types of policy is for a particular time period only. So that is known as the risk cover plans. It is also known as the endowment plans. We have discussed the meaning of the whole life policies, and then we discussed the advantages and disadvantages of whole life policy. Starting with the types of the whole life policies. As you can see on the screen, there are 5 types of the whole life policies. Again, the types of the whole life policy may differ from company to company. Some of the companies are providing some types of whole life policy. Some other companies are providing some type of other whole life policies. It is not compulsory for any company to provide all types of whole life policy to the customer. Now, starting with the types of the whole life policies, there are 5 types I have mentioned here. The first one is the limited payment whole life policy. The second one is convertible whole life policy. The next one is the single premium whole life policy. The fourth one is the ordinary whole life policy. And the last one is the anticipated whole life policy with profit. Now let us discuss about all these types of the whole life policy in detail, one by one. Now let's start with the first type of whole life policy, that is the ordinary whole life policy. I have not mentioned here in the types. I have mentioned directly from the limited payment whole life policy. The ordinary whole life policy is mentioned on the 4th number. I am going to start with that ordinary whole life policy. Ordinary whole life policy means whatever we discussed in the definition part and in the basic elements part of the whole life policy, that all the elements, that all the features is applied here. That first you can see that the premium are to be paid throughout the life of the assured, means till the person is alive, the person has to pay the premium. Yes, of course, we discussed in the whole life policy. Okay. Then after the death of the assured, amount is payable to the nominee or beneficiary. We also discussed at this point in the basic of the whole life policy that till the person is alive, the person has to pay the premium. And after the death of the person, assured person, here assured means the customer. Whenever the assured word is there, lifetime of the assured, after the death of the assured, whenever assured word is there, that word is used for the customer who has taken a life insurance policies. I hope it is clear to you when we discuss the parties of the whole life policies. In case two parties are there, insurer and insured. If it is a life insurance contract, the terminology is used assurer and assured. Assured means customer and assurer means insurance company. So wherever you will find the assured word, it means by the customer who has taken the life insurance policy. Okay, now continue with the types. As we discussed, first thing the premium is to be paid till the person is alive, means the full life of the person has to pay the premium. And the second thing, after the death of the person or after the death of the assured, the amount will be payable to the family members or the legal heirs of the nominee or the beneficiary of the person. Again, I am repeating the meaning of nominee. What do you mean by nominee? Nominee is the person who becomes the owner of the amount of the policy after you, means after the death of the customer. It provides the protection to the family only, as we discussed so many times that this types of plan is providing the protection to the family members only. There is no elements of investment. Of course, the premium is low. We also discussed this point just now before 2 minutes that premium rate is low because the person has to pay the premium till the person is alive. Means for a longer period of time, the person has to pay the premium. So of course, the premium rate will be low. So that's why this is a cheap policy. Such a type of policy can be taken with or without benefit. Now focus here. What do you mean by with or without benefit? Now, if you have taken an ordinary whole life policy with profit or without profit, then what is meant by? So let's start with the meaning of with or without profit plans. First of all, I am explaining the meaning of the without benefit or without profit. Okay, if you have taken a whole life policy without benefit, it means that the customer will get a fixed return on the amount that they have invested. Means suppose a person have taken a life insurance policy or whole life insurance policy of 10 lakh rupees. So the amount is fixed that the person is going to get after death. Means the family member is going to get after the death of the person. So that is fixed amount. Here the return is fixed. That's why it is known as the without benefit. No additional benefit is given on the amount. That's why it is known as without benefit. And with benefit means the rate of return is not fixed. According to the fixed amount, the customer will get the amount of bonus also. And this bonus is payable, which is based on the net surplus which is earned by the insurance company. Clear? With profit means you want to share the profit of the company. Without profit means, without benefit means you don't want to share the profit of the company. If you don't want to share the profit of the company, if you want to take the policy of without benefit, then of course the rate of premium will low. And if you want to share the profit of the company, and in that case, of course, the premium rate is high in comparison with the without benefit. Why? Because first thing, you are going to get the amount which is fixed at the death of the time, and second thing, you are also going to share the profit which is earned by the insurance company. So in that case, if you want to share the profit of the insurance company, so you have to pay the premium which is higher than the second plan, which is the without benefit plan. So with or without benefit means whether you want to share the profit of the insurance company or whether you don't want to share the benefit or the profit of the insurance company. Depends on these types of the policy, the premium amount is going to be decided. So this is all about the ordinary whole life policy. The second one is a limited payment whole life policy. What do you mean by limited payment whole life policy? As the word defines itself, that the person has to pay the premium for a limited time period only. Why? Because as we discussed in the disadvantages of whole life policy, that in case of old age or after the retirement of the person, there is no source of income, or if there is a source of income, of course the source is limited, the income is limited. So, to pay the premium at the time of old age or after the retirement, it becomes difficult for the person. So, to remove these types of disadvantages, one types of whole life policy is there, which is known as the limited payment whole life policy, where the assured has to pay the premium only during the productive years. Productive years means when the person is able to get the source of income. I hope it is clear. The person has to pay the premium till the person is having the fruits of income. Yeah, that productive years means the retirement year, you can say. After the retirement, the person has not to pay the premium. But the policy is continue even after the premium payment is used. Yeah, as we say, suppose the person has taken the whole life policy, means this is the policy for the whole life. But the premium is to be paid for a particular time period only. After the completion of 60 or 70 years, the policy is continue, but there is no need to pay the premium. And again, the benefit will be given after the death of the person only, not before the death of the person. So these all are this all are about the limited payment whole life policies. Next, convertible whole life policy. As the name says itself, that you can convert in other types of policy. These types of whole life policies you can convert in other types of policies. Now, what are the terms and conditions? Just let's see. I'm going to start with the second paragraph, that the objective of these types of policy is to provide the maximum protection with the minimum cost. Why the maximum protection with the minimum cost? Because it is a flexible contract. Suppose in the starting of our career, suppose it is suitable for the youths. In the starting of the career, the source of income is limited. Yeah, the income is limited, you can say. So we can go for the whole life policy. Why? Because the premium is low in the whole life policy. But after the settlement of our business in the market, after 3, 4, 5 years, if our business is settled in the market, now the income is high. So we are able to pay the high premium also. We are capable to pay the high premium also. That's why if you want to switch over to any other types of policies, so you can convert your whole life policies also. But the condition is that you can convert at least after 5 years from the commencement of the policy. Suppose a person has taken a convertible whole life policy in the year of 2010, then the person is able to convert the whole life policy into any other policy in the year of 2015. Means this right is arise after the completion of 5 years. The other rule says that minimum sum assured must be 5,000 rupees and the maximum age of the customer must be 45 years. After the 45 years, the person is not able to get these types of policies. Again, this rule about the sum assured or this rule about the age will be differ from company to company. This is not a, you can say, general rule which is applicable to all types of insurance company. No. This rule will differ from company to company. Okay, now what do you mean by convertible whole life policy? Again, I am repeating, in the starting of our business, if we are in the starting age of our business or in the starting age of our career, the source of income is limited, the profit is limited, so we will go for the whole life policy. Why? Because in the whole life policy, the rate of premium is low. So we have taken a whole life policy plan. But after the successful implementation of our project or establishment of our business in the market, now the profit is high and the person is capable to pay the high premium also. So the person wants to switch over to any other type of policy except the convertible whole life policy. So the person is having these types of rights also. Here I am using the word person for customer who has taken the life policy. So the customer is able to convert the whole life policy into any other policy and would be able to pay the high premium. Yeah? So with the condition that the minimum assured amount should be 5,000 rupees and the maximum age to take these types of policy must be 45 years. This is all about the convertible whole life policy. Now the next type is the single premium whole life policy. As the name specifies itself, single premium means only one time you have to pay the premium. The rule says in the whole life policy that till the person is alive, the person has to pay the premium. But in case of single premium whole life policy, the person has to pay the premium once only for full life. Again, I am repeating, the person has to pay the premium once only, single time only for the full life. If this is so, of course, the rate of premium will be very, very high. Yes, the assured has to pay the premium at single time for the full life, or you can say at the time of taking the policy. When the person is taking the policy, at that time only the person has to pay the premium. for the full life. So the rate of premium will be too high because you are paying a single premium for your full life. But what is the advantages of this? The advantages is that after paying the single premium, now there is no worry to pay the further premium at the particular intervals of the time or at the definite time. Now you are free from the burden of payment of premium. Now you can focus on your business or other activities. Yeah, so these types of whole life policy will be suitable for those persons who are getting the source of income instantly or high profit at a time. Suppose your project is very successful in the market, and you earn a very high profit in the market. Yeah, due to the opportunity arise in the market. So if you get a huge profit at a single time, then if you want to invest that profit somewhere, so you can go for a single premium whole life policy. Or suppose your FD is matured, the amount of the FD is too high, and if you want to use that amount of the FD in some invested plan, so you can go for a single whole life policy. Suppose the amount of your FD is 50 lakh rupees. Yeah, that you want to use that 50 lakh rupees in a productive purpose. So you can take a single premium whole life policy and you have to pay the high premium just once and your life is secured. Means your family protection is done. The next is anticipated whole life policy with profit. Now, the word says this is the whole life policy which is related with the profit. Means you are going to earn the profit here also. How you are able to earn the profit? So this plan is an attractive plan, one which gives the double benefit. Here it is not actually the double benefit. You can say at least you can say more than 1.5% of benefit you are going to get. Under this policy, 50% of the assured sum will be definitely paid to the assured and the full assured sum is paid to the nominee after that. Means 150% is going to be paid by the insurance company of the assured sum. Suppose a person has taken a whole life insurance policy of 10 lakh rupees. Then 5 lakh will be payable to the customer himself and the 10 lakh means the full amount will be payable to the family members at the time of death of the person. Means total 15 lakh will be paid by the insurance company to the customer. So of course this is the profit to you. You have to pay the premium according to the 10 lakhs and you are going to get the 15 lakhs. So this is the profit for you. That's why it is known as the whole life policy with profit. Now this is so what are the rules and regulation of this type of policy? So we focus here. If you are not able to focus here, so just it is advisable to you that take a screenshot of this policy and read it afterwards, and you will be able to understand. Such a policy is usually given for a period of 20 and 25 years. Two periods are there, 20 years and 25 years. And the amount in installment is to be paid to the insured regularly at the end of the every 5 years up to the maturity date of the policy. Please read the lines once. As we discussed that 50% of the assured sum will be paid to the assured. Means 50% of the amount of the policy will be given to the customer. Then how this 50% will be given? This 50% will be given in the form of installment. And that installment will be paid by the insurance company to customer at the end of every 5 years up to the maturity date. So how it is 50%? I have made the calculation for you. As we discussed, the two times period are there, 20 years and 25 years. Just before starting with the calculation, just focus on the rule that if you, second paragraph I am reading, if you have taken a policy for 20 years, then the policy amount will be given at the end of the 5 years will be 12.5% and remaining 50% after maturity. And if it is for 25 years, that the policy amount will be given at the end of the 5 years is 10%. Now this is the calculation. What I have read, just I have mentioned here that in case of 20 years, you have taken an anticipated whole life policy with profit plan for the 20 years. Then 20 divided by 5, because as I said, the amount will be payable to you, the installment will be payable to you at the end of 5 years. Means 20 by 5 means 4 times the insurance company is going to pay you the amount. 4 times the insurance company is going to pay you the amount which is 12.5% of the insurance policy amount. Means 4 times into 12.5 percentage means 50 percentage of the amount the insurance company is going to give you in the form of installment. And other 50 percentage the insurance company is going to give you at the time of maturity period if you are alive till the particular time period. So 50 percentage plus 50 percentage, 100 percentage. And again 100 percentage the insurance company is going to give to the family members of you after the death of the persons. Means 50 percentage plus 50 percentage plus 100 percentage, 200 percentage benefit the insurance company is going to give you. I hope you are understood. Plus, please, it is advisable to take the screenshot, read it again whenever you will be free and you will be able to understood. 50 percentage in the form of installment at the end of every 5 years. The second 50 percentage after the maturity period if the person is alive, and third 100 percentage to the family members. So 50 percentage plus 50 percentage plus 100 percentage means insurance company is going to give you total 200 percentage of the policy amount. The next, in case of 25 years of the policy, if you have taken 25 years of the policy, then 25 years divided by 5 years means 5 times the insurance company is going to pay you in the form of installments. This 5 times means the insurance company is going to give you now 10 percentage. Clear? So 5 times into 10 percentage means the 50 percentage of the assured sum. Again the same rule, 50 percentage in the form of installment. The second 50 percentage after the maturity period if the customer is alive, and the third 100 percentage to the family members of the customer after the death of the customer. Again 50 percentage plus 50 percentage and 100 percentage means 200 percentage. Yeah, so that's why this types of policy is known as the is provide you the double profit. As I mentioned in the first slide, anticipated whole life policy is one which gives you the double profit. You have invested, you have taken a policy of 10 lakh rupees, and ultimately you are going to get the amount of 20 lakh rupees. Here you have taken a policy of 10 lakh rupees and you are going to get the amount of 20 lakh rupees, and you have to pay the premium according to the 10 lakh only. So that's why this is a double benefit, that the less premium you have to pay, the more amount you are going to get. This types of double benefit will be enjoyed by the customer. In the next lecture, I am going to continue with this topic only again, anticipated whole life policy, because I think this topic is little bit difficult to you to understand. So in the next lecture, I am going to repeat this topic again, and we will continue with the other types of the policies also. So this is the end of the type of whole life policy. With this type, the types of the whole life policy is over. In the next lecture, we are going to discuss about the endowment policy, and we are going to discuss about some of the practical examples also. As I said, please don't forget that in the next lecture we will continue with this type only. Till then, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.